Have mercy on we, Biafra. Lord, give us a freedom.
My wonderful people of Biafra, lovers of freedom, I welcome you to Skolante TV, where we bring to you news that concerns the restoration of Biafra and freedom all over the world.
Give us a freedom. Fire, we need our leader.
In this video, I will be bringing to you a man that is called Baba Ahmed, a brother to the dirty, obedient man, okay, the person that was the obedient deputy during the presidential election. The brother has been speaking for the Northerners, the elders. So he said some things that are very vital you will need to hear. Yes, of course, Biafran nation is our home and we are going home. But before we dive into this video, let us quickly urge you to subscribe to our channel, click a bell icon so that anytime we drop a video you will be notified, and give us a thumb up and also share the video so that others will be able to get it and listen to the message of Biafra.
Muted voices of millions of Igbo cannot be heard, so that Nigerians can understand the degree to which secession by the Igbo represents their popular choice. Nigeria has had to fight two terrible wars to preserve the country. The North has paid its dues in that war, and indeed in many ways throughout the history of our country. Under our current circumstances, no Nigerian should welcome another war to keep this country together. The North in particular has more than enough challenges, and we recognize that violent secession by any part of Nigeria will compound the problems of all Nigerians under which we live. The forum has arrived at the difficult conclusion that if support for secession among the Igbo is as widespread as it is being made to look, and Igbo leadership appears to be in support of it, then the country should be advised not to stand in its way. It will not be the best choice for the Igbo or Nigerians to leave a country we have all toiled to build and a country we all have responsibility to fix. But it will not help a country already burdened with failures on its knees to fight another war to keep the Igbo in Nigeria.
Please don't keep us in Nigeria, okay? We don't want Nigeria. We are tired. We are going home, okay? But the problem I have with you is that you are not serious. Every time you've done this thing before, there was a time you came, you read this thing. After reading it, you guys don't want us to go. We know, but we will go by force, whether you like it or not, okay? Oga Ahmed Musa or Baba Ahmed, I don't know what you call yourself. Even the military one is Musa. All of you are the same. We are going home. Okay, my people. Next news will be, I will be bringing to you our Prime Minister response towards the whole shenanigan that just happened between Mathias and Ezeaku. Actually, they said Ezeaku, but not Ezeaku, not Evangelist Ezeaku direct that did anything. The person that arrested Mathias is called Zion something, Zion, that's what they call him. So in this video you will be hearing the conclusion of our PM.
Good afternoon everyone, and good afternoon my PM. I'm so happy to be here. I want to thank you so much about in terms of Christianity things, churches and everything that you mentioned for last time. because I see we have many problems on it, mostly our people, because we have population there, and what them is preaching there is our people's mind, and them is no caring if them is dying. So when I hear that and when I see the brokers, I am so happy, and I want it to be fast because things is going wrong. So thank you so much. I appreciate for the time and everything.
Thank you very much. And I think when you have touched this issue of religions, I want to make it very clear that we are not, siding any religions as a government per se. But what we are trying to do is to make sure that there is equality, there is respect to every other religion. We have 3 official religions in Biafra: the Jewish religion, Christianity, and Biafra traditional Omenala religion. These are the 3 main religions in Biafra which must be respected and valued. So that's our stand. And then of course on the issue of the ultimatum given to release one of the Biafra traditional Omenala preacher, I have said I will not make any further comment on that. But because you have asked this issue of religion, I will still not make any comment again on that. But let me also make a very quick addition, using this particular opportunity. In Biafra and in every developed country, in fact, in every state that understands what is the rule of law is, when somebody blackmail you, when somebody verbally attack and assault you, when somebody defame your character in public, it is not the issue of police. I want to make this particular clarification. It is not police that should handle such matter. What the people who have kidnapped, because it's a kidnap, who have kidnapped Ezeaku did was to hide under Christian religion, to commit evil and atrocities against other religions, which can never ever be accepted in Biafra land. It is not police issue. What they ought to have done is, if Mathias was being abusive or blackmailing other pastors and all that, those pastors will now have to go to court and sue him to court if they feel that he has defamed their character. Not using police to intimidate, not paying money to Abuja police, Nigeria terrorist police, to come to Biafra land to intimidate those preaching the Biafra Omenala because they have the money. This is what we have to put to a stop from this particular Ezeaku or whatever it's called. You can't be doing that in this 21st century. If the guy have done anything wrong, go to court. It is not police to pay money to police to come and kidnap him because he has the money. And believe me, I will not talk further on this. My issue has been made public. The stand of the Biafra has been made public. You can't be intimidating Biafra people because you have money to pay to police. And for the person airing his view, if the person blackmail you, take the person to court, not police. In the Western world, what you do is to file a criminal investigation report to police to investigate whether this person has committed crime through his utterances, whether this particular slandering or blackmailing or defamation of character falls under the crime that police can prosecute. Police don't need to go and start harassing the person, kidnap him the second time, kidnap him the first time in order to prove a case. It doesn't happen like that. And that's what we are laying the foundation now. So for those who are thinking that we are already siding the traditional Omenala, you are far away from it. I stand for the truth, and I am going to be the voice of Ezeaku, Mathias. And I'm going to be the voice of any other person that they are using Nigeria terrorists to fight in the name of you have money. That is what I'm doing. So it is not limited to Ezeaku. It can happen to anybody, including pastors. We have seen pastors that are sleeping with women, with married women. We have seen pastors that are caught with human head. Do we condemn all pastors that are like that? No. The same thing goes to traditional Omenala worshippers. We've seen people committing evil with the traditional Omenala worshiping. We've seen people doing all manner of evil with the traditional Omenala way of living. That does not mean that every other person is evil. No. What we are trying to say is that if this guy commits any crime, go to court. It is not police. You can't use police to hit his head, abuse him, physically assault and brutalize him. For that, it's completely condemnable. And we are going to use this one to set example. Mark my word, I will never speak again. Like I said, I'm just saying this because there are some issues that needed to be clarified, especially on the rule of law, which I've just explained now. Again, if you arrest somebody globally, that person must not be detained, deprived his right for more than 72 hours. That's where the 72 hours come from, my people. So for those who are asking Simon Ekpa, where is the law, this one, that one, 72 hours is the available and the only legally acceptable time you can detain anybody. After that, you don't have the right. After that, any other thing is crime. The same thing we are fighting for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the same thing the church, who have been preaching to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, has done. This is completely condemnable. You cannot be shouting, release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and at the same time, you do worse than what the people who kidnap Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have done. It's a complete double standard. It does not represent Christ. It does not represent Christianity. You cannot be shouting in your altar, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released. Meanwhile, you are arresting and kidnapping people in process because you have money, because you have a contact, because you can call police in Abuja. That we will use Ebukobi to set example. Thank you.
So my people, after some hours that our Prime Minister finished having that space, okay, a news now came that Mathias has been released. So our Prime Minister now came and tweeted again, and in that tweet, I will read it right now. He said, "You must stop using Nigerian terrorist police to intimidate our people in Biafra land, especially those who think they have money and connection in Abuja. I am for human rights of everyone in Biafra land, both Christians and non-Christians, and I will go any length to bring justice. Mathias has nothing to do with Biafra. I don't know him, and he actually does not know me. Let this end here. I can confirm that Mathias Ezeaku has been released within the 72 hours by his adopters and accomplices." Now, see a vital information here. He said, "Tell him to stay in his lane and do his things going forward." I emphasize on this because I know many people have been talking about Mathias. They are trying to intimidate traditional religion, our own culture, but that's not true. Okay, Mathias has been so brutal. He has been so violent. Okay, not just being abusive. He has been violent. He actually, beat up some people that we are preaching Christ. If you say that, why will you be, if you are insulting Jesus, nobody touched you, why will you go to the extent of beating up people? To the extent of even somebody that I heard, somebody's child died. Mathias, instead of sympathizing with the bereaved, Mathias was actually mocking them, laughing at them. Probably he will be saying that, "Shebi, you are going to church. Why didn't Jesus save your child?" This is the extent Mathias, goes with all this nonsense. So that is why so many people are angry. I respect Prime Minister. That's why I didn't want to talk about it on Twitter. I intentionally avoided, responding to people because of the Prime Minister's respect, right? So, and I know he is in a tight corner on that because he may not even have much information on the whole thing, but because this is not Biafra, it's not Biafra, so we don't actually have much interest in this. So, but let everybody stay in his lane. That is just what I like that the Prime Minister ended this with. Other than that, my people, if you have not subscribed to this channel, do well to subscribe. Press the notification bell so that anytime I drop a video, you will be notified. Like the video as well as share the video. Until I come your way next. Peace out.